Ain't Misbehaving by Fats Waller. You know, Phyllis, I'm going to have to check your card. You getting a lot of soul in this music. I think this is really something you was good with. All right. So good morning and welcome to the Unity of Bloomington. My name is Minnassa. I am your service leader for today. And I welcome you. And of course, welcome to all of you who are watching online. Thank you for looking at Facebook and Instagram, or you got a text to not come in today. I want to give a shout out to Joni Spain, my co-leader. We were on the phone this morning at like 6:10 talking about what we're going to do. And a shout out to the city of Bloomington that actually got the streets clear, but our parking lot downstairs looks like a, what'd you say? Lily's telling me, oh, they just cleared it, but too late because we start on time. But the parking lot was just looking like a hot mess, or a cold mess would be more accurate. So I want to thank you. Thank you all for tuning in, watching us on the big screen. And before I move forward, we have a prayer that we do in the morning. I was at a loss for words. Andy, Seb, Phyllis, and Dan, your service to this congregation, your big heart. I am overwhelmed by your kindness and your commitment to this place, and I thank you. Okay, getting all up in the fields. What am I doing now? Okay, this isn't my usual job, so. Here we go. Our theme this month is spiritual living, a bold and intentional way of being. And let's all together declare our affirmation. I boldly embrace spiritual living as a way of being, aligning my thoughts, actions, and heart with divine wisdom. Through gratitude, affirmation, meditation, and self-care, I cultivate balance,
joy, and purpose,
embodying the sacred in every moment of my life. And now for our congregational welcome song, It's Up to Me.
If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I seek the truth, let me speak the truth. If I'm lost in doubt, let me believe. I know I can change the change I want to see. So if it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I'm tired and stressed, let me stop and rest. If I'm feeling hurt, let me forgive. I know I can be the change I want to see. So if it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I dream of peace, let me be the peace. When I start from love, I am love. I know I can be the change I want to see. So if it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. You know it's up to me. You know it's up to me. If it's to be, you know it's up to me.
All right, so this is our namaste time. And so wherever you are, wherever you're watching, know that we are one. For the God within us, the divine within us, the holiness within us, the beauty within us, isn't contained in this building. It was in our hearts and is in our hearts all along. So whether you're at home still in your PJs, which I hope you are, know that all of us here, and through the magic of the internet, honor, love, and adore the divine that you are. So namaste, and namaste, and namaste. And so today for our opening prayer, if you remember last week, I asked for your prayers as Gail and I were going to be meeting with our loan officer. Well, the meeting never happened because the house we wanted was placed under contract before we could have that meeting. So yesterday, I drug Kathy Kinsman around and we looked at 5 houses. Gail and I saw one house on Friday, which Lily looked at online and gave us a thumbs down, and it ended up being thumbs down. But I'm asking you to pray for me. Gail has not been feeling the way that I want her to feel, and I had like a straight meltdown the other day, just crying and, I don't want to live in a house if you're not going to be there, and I don't want to lose you, and how am I going to live without you, and just straight meltdown. But then yesterday I told her, I let my fear speak yesterday, but today I will let my faith speak. And so I looked at her and I said, all is well. You are healed, whole, and healthy. The divine health that you are is revealing itself. Went straight Myrtle Fillmore. You are a child of God and you do not inherit disease. All is well. And then she looked back at me and said, all is well. So my prayer today is I think about what is happening in this country, and for some people they love it, and for some folks that don't. And for the folks that don't, we have got to let our faith speak. So join me today in saying, all is well. All is well. All is well. That is the truth. And let's hold that truth, that knowing, that we don't live by the circumstances, we live by the truth, that all is well, and so it is. And so back over to Phyllis and Dan. I love myself so much.
This song doesn't have as much effect if you're online and at home. If there's somebody else in your home, bring them to the screen and sing this to them, with them. But no matter, even if you're by yourself, I love myself so much. That's how we can participate and survive in any type of situation, whether we are right now or anything to come, is to love ourselves so much, have the divine love within us come out so much that we work. So I love myself so much. I love myself so much,
that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much, that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much, that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me.
One more time.
I love myself so much, that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me.
Oh, hold on. Microphone's falling off my pants. Today's inspirational reading is from the Daily Word. Peace fills me as I relax. Relaxation is an important part of spiritual living and the gateway to finding deep, lasting peace. It's also an important early step in being able to bring a peaceful bearing to situations and a serene countenance to my relationships. I relax by practicing self-care, making time for the things that bring restoring harmony to my life. This could mean doing things that make my mind and heart feel rested and nurtured. My tensions dissolve as I give myself what I need to feel balanced. I am a peaceful presence. Where there is tension, I remain calm. Where there is impatience, I feel no need to rush. Where there is uncertainty, I feel no anxiety. Peace is mine as I relax. Our musical inspiration today is a song by Daniel Nahmod, which talks about unplugging and letting go. And even though we have an amazing music team and Dan, we're going to let Daniel Nahmod. So just take a moment, turn within, and listen as Daniel Nahmod leads this song.
Take a breath, take a seat, take a moment, and just be. Here you are, that's enough. Give yourself permission to unplug. Unplug, unlearn, unwind, unyearn, unseek, unturn, unmove. Unplug, unplay, unmake, unsay, unsing, unthink, undo. Take a breath for yourself, just for you, and no one else. Feel the quiet, feel the love, feel the peace when you unplug. Unplug, unlearn, unwind, unyearn, unsee, unturn, unmove. Unplug, unplay, unmake, unsay, unseen, unthink, undo. Unplug, unrush, unbreak, untouch, unpush, unplan, unmold. Unplug, ungo, unwind, unknown, unwarned. Welcome home. Take a breath, take a seat, take a moment, and just be.
What a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you, Phyllis, for having the insight to use that. And of course, I love Daniel Nahmod, so it wasn't a hard sell. So I know I usually start my message with a funny story. Today, however, I want to do something different. I want to share a challenging time in my life. I want to share about the time my mother, and here she comes, this is my sweet little mama. I want to share about the time my mother Donna Johnson, asked me to commit a crime. Now, I know what you're saying. Don't you be talking about your mama like that? Just calm down for a minute and let me tell you the story. So see, Dan's already laughing. My mother lives in a senior building. And so to get in, you walk into the outer lobby, you have to call her, she'll buzz you in, and then when you get in, there's the security desk, and you sign in. Then I go up the stairs or the elevator to her, so by the time I do that, instead of her waiting for me to knock on the door, she just leaves the door unhitched, so then I can just walk in. So as I walk in, I'm like, hey, Mom, I thought I heard my mom say, can you get me some weed? So I'm like, there is no way my mother said that. So I said, oh, is Aunt Patty having some trouble with her garden? Were you talking with her about weeds? She said, no, I asked if you could get me some weed. So now I'm like, oh my God, my mother is having a stroke. Or somehow amnesia, dementia, so whatever has taken over her. Or maybe I'm having a stroke. And that is why I'm hearing this craziness. So I look at her, and of course, I didn't grow up in the day of gentle parenting. So instead of saying, what the hell? I'm like, Mom, what did you just say? She's like, can you get me some weed? I'm like, what do you need weed for? She says, well, you know, Mother Ellis downstairs. And so I'm thinking, well, if your little crackhead, wino, drug-using little old senior down the stairs, Mother Ellis be using drugs, are you going to jump off the roof if Mother Ellis takes her walker, goes to the elevator, rides up to the 6th floor? Well, I'm just like, and I could think my mom could tell that I was having some kind of psychotic moment at that, because she says, it's for my pain. Well, now she's got my attention again. So I'm like, do you want me to get you some weed so you can get a joint and smoke it to reduce your pain? But then she's going to look at me like I said something crazy. Like, no. What happened is that Mother Ellis, and may you rest in peace, sweet lady, Mother Ellis, her granddaughter had bought her some weed, the actual weed, and whatever was the ointment that Mother Ellis was using, they would put the weed in the ointment. Mother Ellis would mix it up, and the weed, the THC and the CBD and all that stuff was released. And so my mother was asking me, could I get her some weed so she could put it in her icy hot or whatever? And I said, I can do better than that. I mean, I guess I could have gone down to L.A. and went into some neighborhoods and tried to find some weed. But I said, I'll buy you some CBD products, which just last week I ordered her replacement. Now, so you see, I wasn't saying nothing about my mama, okay? Everybody calm down. But the reason I use this story is because it still got you laughing. But was my mother in the need to take care of herself willing to do something different, willing to step out of her comfort zone, and willing to throw me into a fit by saying something I never thought I would hear my mother say in my life, which is, can you get me some weed? I asked my sister, I said, which of these statements is true? And I said something crazy, and then, can you get me some weed? I said, which of these did my mom say? And she chose the crazy thing because she knew there was no way my mom was asking me to get her some weed, but she did. So today, I want to talk about us truly taking care of ourselves. I love myself so much. If it is to be, it's up to me. These are all self-empowering and self-care affirmations and communication. And while self-care is kind of a popular thing nowadays, I'm not talking about check it off your list, but with deep intention, reverence, and love. How often do we care for ourselves from that space? Too often our rhythm is sleep, eat, work, poop, and repeat. And caught in that cycle, that's not nourishing for the soul. But self-care is not a luxury. It is a spiritual tool, a sacred practice. It's how we honor the divine within, how we restore ourselves so that we can show up fully for our life, our purpose, and for each other. My message title today is The Sacred Practice of Self-Care. And this is the last week. We're concluding the game plan for spiritual living. And so the E on that is exercise. Exercise in our body, to strengthen our body. Exercise in our mind with healthy boundaries in our spirit. Right? That this isn't just about physical movement, but it's the daily commitment to make ourselves, to nurture ourselves in body, emotions, and spirit. So recently, Tricia Hershey, she is the founder of the G.A.M.E ministry. Actually, she's the bishop of the G.A.M.E ministry and the author of the book, Rest is Resistance. She reminds us that rest is resistance. It is a deep spiritual practice, a balm, and a portal for healing. Now, let me just say this right now. Self-care is not selfish. It is an act of reclaiming our energy. Can I have my next slide? There we go. It is an act of reclaiming our energy from a world that often demands that we give it all away. Self-care, it's not selfish. It is the foundation upon which we build our best selves. And the reason I'm sort of beating this drum is that I have a presentation. It's called the N-word, the transformative power of self-care, the N-word being the word no. It's a thing I know. Someone got on my case one time about it. I thought, but it got your attention. When I do this at women's retreats, they want to beat me up over this. Were you asking us to be selfish, to not care about other people, to think about myself? That is exactly what I'm asking you to do, to think about yourself. Care about yourself. Love yourself. Nurture yourself. Value yourself. So let's talk about exercise as a spiritual practice. And I'm not just talking about yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong, all those things. It is a way to stay fit, but it's much, much more. Movement is a way to release our stress. We can process our emotions and reconnect with our bodies. You know, one of the things that the challenges for most of us women, that we are taught to disconnect from our bodies. That as our body changes and we grow up, all of a sudden it's like this thing, I'm not connected to it. There's a whole book called Our Body, Ourselves, where it's how do we connect to ourselves again? And men may go through that same thing. I just don't know about man's. It is an act of gratitude for this sacred vessel that carries us through life. Wayne Dyer put it this way: take care of your body. It is the only place you have to live. And I think when it comes to exercise, and we're going to also talk about this when it comes to rest, that exercise is not punishment. You know, I had one Twinkie too many, or I'll say one raspberry zinger too many. So now I'm going to get on that treadmill for 5 hours. Okay, just enjoy the zinger. And say the next time I won't have one too many, right? That this exercise is about love in motion, whether it's taking a walk or yoga like we have here at 9 a.m. on Saturday, plug. Is that the right time? Or simply stretching in the morning. Moving with intention keeps us aligned physically, emotionally, and spiritually. That oftentimes we can be exercising not in a mindful way. And this is about how can I move my body in a way that shows that I am caring for myself, not punishing myself. I recently went to a Bloomington Ministerial Alliance meeting, and I went to one that is the Bloomington Ministerial Equity something, and Reverend Jessica over at United Church is the chair of this, and we were all on Zoom, and she has a standing desk. So for the whole meeting, she was doing this. Just moving. So I started giggling too. I said, listen, you've been walking for 30 minutes and you're still in the same spot, okay? But yeah, she, because like me, I am sitting at my desk, I'm at my chair, I'm sitting on my computer, I'm on my iPad. Human body wasn't made to be like this. And so again, can you show love to our bodies? Can we love our body by acknowledging it? Maybe just standing up, taking that move, wearing sweats and waistbands that don't have those little buttons and stuff in the front. Okay, I'm getting too personal now. Tricia Hersey calls us back to ourselves, and she is the bishop of the NAP ministry. You don't have to earn rest. Well, I didn't do anything, so I'm not going to rest. Well, you don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove your worth. You are already whole. Now, if you're a parent, how many of you have been somewhere with your child when they were little and they just knocked out? I was in Old Town Pasadena with Lily, and we were walking up and down the street, and like literally, she was just asleep. So I just had to put her over my shoulder and keep going. I mean, kids don't be like, oh, well, have I expended enough energy? Have I done something to? No, I'm tired, I'm done. And that is the energy. We deserve to rest. In this hustle and bustle, get a move on and do everything at once, we deserve rest. Let this truth of this quote settle in. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to prove your worth. You are already whole. And being careful and caring to yourself is what you deserve. So let's talk about rest as self-care and as a sacred act. From the beginning, we all know about our Jewish brothers and sisters. They have Shabbat, that day of rest. Even when we look at this divine entity or this absolute good bringing about, inspiring, creating, that even that energy understood that as I celebrate the amazingness of what I've done, I'm going to chill out right now. Now, for many of us, we check off our checklist. I did this. On to the next thing. I'm taking my dance lessons, which I totally love. My teacher is Kieran. And Kieran and his dance partner, they went to a competition. So I came in and said, how'd you guys do at the competition? Oh, we did good. Well, Dimitri, who's the owner of the studio, comes running over to me. He's like, they won first place. But they didn't tell me that. I'm like, well, we still have a lot more. No, rest in your victory. Rest, celebrate. Take time to take it in. You got something on sale, enjoy that. You found your favorite this or that, enjoy that. Rest is a sacred act. Even in the Quran, and it is he who made the night for you, and at my next slide, for you as a covering and sleep for rest. That in the holy text of the Quran, so we have the sacred text of Judaism and the sacred text of Islam, each one reminding us that it's time to rest. And that these are not indulgences, these are divine design. The world may tell us that rest is unproductive, that constant striving is the only path to success. But in truth, our ability to pause and restore and care for ourselves shows our connection to divine mind. All right? These sacred texts are saying that divine mind understands the capacity for us to rest. And it is part of our sacred duty to ourselves. So let's talk about saying no and setting boundaries, which is often the hardest part of self-care. How do you tell great Aunt Mabel, no, I'm not coming this year for Thanksgiving? Right? How do you tell your boss, I appreciate you waited to the last minute, and now you're trying to get me to do all these things, but I have plans with my family on Saturday, or I have to do this, right? This capacity to say no and set safe boundaries, right? The self-care is bubble baths and mani-pedis and vacations, and it can be those things. But one of the most powerful forms of self-care is the ability to say no. No to what does not serve you, and yes to yourself. And this is where women fail 100%. I'm just saying. Look, Phyllis trying to look. She ain't going to look me in the eye on this because she knows the truth. We are not good at this. We say yes, 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 yes to everyone else. And then we're half dead in the bed because we didn't say no when we needed to. And again, this is from my woman's perspective, so men may go through that same thing. We need to learn to say yes to ourselves. No to draining relationships. Well, they're my relatives. Well, good for them. No to a belief that our worth is tied to productivity. Oprah Winfrey reminds us, no is a complete sentence. It does not require justification or explanation. Setting boundaries is a spiritual exercise that preserves our peace, our own peace, and ensures that we show up fully in spaces that matter most. Like this Saturday, yesterday, Mary Ellen was hosting, the co-founder of Interplay, and I wanted, I love me some Mary Ellen, so I wanted to be here to support her. But Saturday is my one day to sleep in, to move slow, to lollygag. So while I was not here to work out with them in her play, I did show up at lunchtime and bought some yummies, right? That I had to say yes to myself, that I needed that rest. And then I could come and participate and show up in my fullest version. Deepak Chopra reminds us of this: the way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. So if you are jank to yourself, you're saying to everyone else, you can treat me jank. I said jank because I know Tana's probably wanting to hear me say that. So what standards are we setting? If we constantly neglect our own well-being, how can we teach others to honor and respect us? So this week, as we're closing out the game plan for spiritual living, let's make self-care a daily practice, not as something extra, but as something essential. What is a way that we can move our body in a way that feels joyful? I'm loving. I learned the foxtrot and the cha-cha, and I love that. I love the Roomba. Oh, I'm missing one, but I'm telling you, that waltz, so I love it when we, but even that, right? You have to hold your neck this way, and that's just too much for me. But move your body in a way that's joyful. When is the last time you even did that? You ever see little kids just running around in the front yard on the slip and slide? They're not like, they're just, can we get back to that energy now? Check your hips and your knees. I get it, okay? Move in a joyful way that is beneficial for your body. Set a boundary where one is needed. And give yourself permission to rest without guilt. Let this be in your mind. I honor my body and mind and spirit with loving care and attention. The world will not slow down for us, but we can choose to slow down for ourselves. We can choose to align with the divine rhythm, to care for ourselves as an act of faith, and to honor the sacredness of our being. So while you're at home, and for the few of us in here, let's do our congregational affirmation. I embrace self-care as a sacred practice. I move with love, rest without guilt, and nurture my spirit with intention. My well-being is divine, and I honor it fully. And so it is.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole.
As we step into this meditation time, I am inviting you. Let this be true. We are whole. We are holy, holy, holy. I love myself so much that I can love you so much. And if it is to be, it is up to me. Let these words ring true as we step into the silence. I am whole. I am holy. I love myself so much that I can love. And I'm so powerful that if it is to be, it's up to me. Let's take a breath in and out. Take those words with you into the silence.
From my wholeness, I know my oneness with God. From my wholeness, I know my oneness with God. From my wholeness, I know my oneness with God. From my wholeness, I know my oneness with God.
All right, and now we're having our Black History moment. So are you playing favorites and you let your daughter come in? No, I told her to stay away. And you see how well she listens to what I ask her to do. Also, she'll be working next week, so I said you can just do it next week, but she wants to be here, and so here is Lily Williams. I'm gonna change the mic and stuff, yeah.
I would also like to say that my grandma has asked me to do something illegal. I have to put her ashes when she passes in a national forest. And I was like, Granny, this is illegal. And she said, get a shovel and make it work. So if you ever see me in Northern California with a shovel looking sketch, please respect my privacy at that time. All right, good morning, Unity of Bloomington. Yay, Seb got the image. Today for our Black History Moment, we will be getting esoteric as we journey through the metaphysical history of the color black, a journey that takes us from the origins of the universe to the mysteries of rebirth. In many ancient religious texts, creation begins not with light, but with darkness, a profound formless void. In the Old Testament, we read that the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, with the Spirit of God moving upon the waters. Similarly, in ancient Egyptian coffin texts evoke a primordial state. I was alone in the waters, in the inertness, in the darkness. And even mentioned in some Chinese creation myths, before the separation of earth and sky, or the division of yin and yang, there is nothing but a vast formless void, a darkness pregnant with potential. In these early narratives, blackness was not merely the absence of light, it was a mystical mystery, a sacred source from which all of life emerged. Over time, however, as humanity has devolved into a state of separation and fear, the color black and all its associations begin to be reinterpreted in the worst way. Today, black is seen through a lens of negativity. Black cats, black clothing, and black people themselves have been unfairly stigmatized, which is unfortunate because blackness holds the key to some of the greatest spiritual power we can harness both individually and collectively. The ancients, our ancestors, and revered ascended masters understood this truth. They left us clues in many profound narratives. Yeshua ben Nazarene, better known to everyone as Jesus, whose journey into death and return from darkness symbolizes spiritual rebirth, to the descent of the Sumerian goddesses Inanna and Ishtar, or the Egyptian deities Isis and Osiris, whose mystical journeys into the underworld were necessary towards their steps for transformation and ascension into higher realms. In each case, the descent into darkness was not an end, but a transformative passage, a recalibration of vibrational essence that allowed for a rebirth into a higher state of being. The last example I will give you of this is one of my favorite examples of this symbolism from ancient Egypt. In ancient Egyptian cosmology, the night sky is Mother Nut, who is pictured here on the screen. Every evening, she eats the solar boat that Father Ra rides on and progresses through the sky during the day, and every morning, she gives birth to the sun, renewed from its time of darkness in the night. Her image is etched into the top half of many sarcophagus in ancient Egypt, so that as the dead laid in the coffin, they were being embraced by Mother Nut, embraced by the black starry night that was guiding them home to their new journeys in the afterlife. So this Black History Month, while we honor the resilient people and communities who have helped Black individuals survive and thrive in a world steeped in misunderstanding and hate, I invite us to also revisit the ancient roots of our connection with the color Black. Let us recognize that the darkness of Black is not a symbol of despair, but a source of profound mystery and transformative power. It is the beginning, the end, and the bridge between these two, a threshold where fear dissolves and new possibilities emerge on every level, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. May you too embrace Blackness wholeheartedly as the mystical teacher that it is, and allow its transformative power to guide you toward new realms of healing and possibility. Thank you.
Lily is her mother's child. She came with something so esoteric, but very beautiful, that yes, it is in the darkness, in that which is black, that life can come. So thank you, Lily. Okay, so this is the time for giving, but we're not going to pass the baskets around. Send in your checks, or go to the number on the screen, hit donate. That number where it says text to give, put in the number and then type in text to give, and you will have your opportunity to give. And so I do want to say thank you for the generosity of this community, for your consistency in giving. Your big hearts are a blessing. Should we say the abundance? Okay,
Yep.
let's all say our our abundance affirmation. I am an abundant being in an abundant universe. I am not dependent on people or situations for my good. God within is the source of my supply. I always have something to give, and I consistently give it. I expect the best, I give the best, and now I attract the best in every experience. And why don't I love your little song. Let's do this song. While you're tapping away or doing PayPal, here we go.
Here we go.
Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is good. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell's doing what it should. When I reached deep inside and let spirit be my guide, my body, soul, and mind as one, then I know my healing's done. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is good. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell's doing what it should.
All right, and then let's say our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. All right, let's go through our announcements. Of course, in Miracles is canceled for today, and Reverend Karen said, you will reconvene in March. Our annual meeting is next Sunday. We'll have a potluck after the service, and then the annual meeting. I meant to ask Joni what time she was going to call us in, but be prepared to move. We need to ratify new board members, discuss the budget, and look after other church business, which of course is buying me a jet and a Rolls Royce.
Okay.
Hey, remember that one pastor's like, he was asking, anyway, I don't want a jet or a Rolls Royce.
Thank you.
And if you can help set tables up, see this young man right here, Dan Pirkowski. So, you received something in the mail, and they've been in the bulletin. Unity of Bloomington membership renewals, we're only at about 60%, so please get those in. And then Black History Month celebration, so I know y'all like wandering in here around 10:27. Come in at 10:23, because at 10:25 we're gonna have the quartet from the Jacob School of Music, and they're going to start us off. We're going to have lots of singing. It's a Nick Gomez quartet. We're going to have Dan and Ginger. We're going to be celebrating Black History Month and the resilience of my people. That's, to me, is what we will be celebrating. So come on out. So come a little bit earlier. I know we have a announcement to help Dennis Duvali.
I was with him yesterday, and that's pretty much taken care of.
Okay, then never mind. The one announcement we keep having to pass off. So if you can take a look at these beautiful pyramids right here. If you notice, the color changes because it's based on the 12 powers that are a part of our unity understanding written by Charles Fillmore. This month is, of course, my favorite color, the color green. The power is strength. And you see the tree of life, deeply rooted. That's where our strength comes, being deeply rooted in who we are and what we believe. And so I thank the Pyramid Partners for taking up, I'm like, can you make something pretty? And they just.
Wow.
These are a work of art.
Yeah, beyond,
They're
yes.
just extraordinary.
Can we just love on these ladies and read?
And read.
So thank you. Thank you, thank you. And so the bulletin board outside in the lobby will tell you what is the power for the month and then the color. Now, there's going to be 1 month that it's going to be off because I asked for purple in December for Advent. So just look the other way when you see whatever is the other color. Okay, just saying. I'm spoiled here. Y'all let me have what I want.
Yes,
Are we having meat? Are you making some meat next week?
I will be. Something.
Yes,
Something
there's a potluck between the Black History Month celebration and the annual meeting, so
Correct.
bring food.
Bring food.
Indeed.
Right, and there's a sign-up sheet in the back of the church, but since you're not here to
There
sign
ain't
up,
nobody gonna be signing that day.
nobody's gonna be signing that. And Kat made such a
Beautiful
nice
thing.
little- yeah, she did.
Correct. So just let
Bring
us
good
know.
stuff.
You guys always bring good things.
Yeah, we'll have the food.
We're just acting up today because there's no one to control us. Okay. Andy's just smiling back there like, what is going on with these people today? Okay, here we go. Anything else? Anything else? Annual meeting, come prepared to vote. Please send in your membership renewal.
Spiritual economics class starts in March.
Yes. So the spiritual economics class starts in March. It's March 2nd, 9th, 23rd, and 30th. So I know some of you may be saying like, Minnassa, I can't come to all 4. Perfect. Come to the one that you can. Get your book and sign up because you'll be receiving materials, and that way you can still stay abreast of what they're doing. So if you can only come on the last Sunday, perfect. Get your book, sign up, and you'll be receiving the information from Carol and Jonna, these 2 amazing women from our congregation who will be leading this book study. So it'll be a conversation and a dialogue. And so you can come one Sunday, get your book. You can't come any Sundays, get the book and sign up anyway, so you can still get the information. Say, well, I don't got $15 for the book. That's fine, because I said you can have it for $10 or whatever you want to pay. Or if you say, look, I'll buy 4 books, and then people can just come and get their books, because this congregation is so generous.
Can I say a little commercial? On March 2nd, we're going to have a clear out and clean up of the kitchen downstairs. And what I wanted to say is that we would love to have some volunteers, particularly for the clear out and clean up. And then Susan Dabkowski and a couple of her selected organizers are going to go in and organize. But we do need to clear out all the stuff and clean up. And also, you know, the kitchen has been collecting personal items over the years from members. So if you think you might have a pot or a spoon or something, go down in the kitchen and look, and please take it home. And then also, when we clear out all of the extras from the kitchen and we determine what's going back into the kitchen, we're going to bring all the stuff upstairs. So on March 9th, if there's something that you desire, this is all about flow, take it. Take it, because then everything else is going to go to middle, you know, a lot of places, you know, and recycle and whatnot. But that was happening March 2nd, and it's going to be after the class. So if you're coming to the class and want to help, perfect. Stay with us, and we will do a clear out and clean up that kitchen beautifully and make it immaculate, and then we will be reorganized for future events. So thank you.
Yes, and it's a hot mess right now, and once we clean it up, don't bring your stuff back.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
If you
Then when
bring
we
it,
have
take it
potlucks,
home.
yeah, when we have potlucks, I get it, people bring things and you may have to leave early, but you still want to leave your things. Well, if you left early that Sunday, come back the next Sunday and take your stuff.
Right.
Please. Thank you.
Anything else you want to talk about? Because we're just doing whatever we want right now. We're good. Thank you again to this congregation for heeding the heart of your leadership team. Joni and I were sweating it out. I'm on the phone with Phil. She's like, just do it, I'm like, I'm not listening to you, little Miss Badass, right? So thank you for staying home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you in this way. Thank you again to Seb and Andy, who, if you wouldn't be able to hear me or see me without the 2 of them. And then Dan and Phyllis for bringing your gifts. And then even Lily, who again told about my mother's illegal behavior, so maybe I need to rethink how I view her. And no, I love my mama. All right, let's say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let's sing the peace song. Lily, come on up. We'll hold hands up here with Dan.